Let's go live now to Washington, D.C., get more on our main story. That symbolic vote in the U.S. House of Representatives, controlled by the Democrats, to condemn comments made by President Trump. We go to Rina Shah. She's a Republican strategist based there in Washington. Rina, thank you very much for your time. Why does this work politically? What is it about racism, fear and hatred particularly that works on supporters of President Trump?
You know, I think tonight there's a discussion happening in Washington that is very, very much to the edges, and the fringes are winning. And here tonight, what we've seen is a partisan line vote, one in which Republicans have said, I'm voting no on this resolution because it is too partisan. It is controlled by Democrats who simply do not want the best for our country. And that is what many Republicans, I'm ashamed to admit, I belong to this party where the great many people feel that Trump's rhetoric is okay because his intent may have not been to be racist.
I know you've made it clear how you feel about this on social media. You've taken some flack for it from Republicans, haven't you?
Certainly. In 2016, I was perhaps one of the first public Republicans to speak out when I was elected as a delegate to the Republican National Convention. I went on Fox News just to offer my opinion, and I received absolutely hateful messages that contained the same words, go back to your country. They mistakenly called me Muslim. They wanted me to not really feel that I was a part of America, to make me feel that I was lesser of an American because of the color of my skin. So I'm used to this. And I think, you know, strong women in society, in our American society, are used to this kind of rhetoric. We're used to being challenged about why and where we belong. I never thought it would come to this. I never thought that 4 young congresswomen who are elected rightfully would be challenged by the president. And I think this goes to his ego. I think he's threatened by their power. He doesn't like that 4 brown and black young girls can check his power.
You have direct experience of Mr. Trump and the people in the White House who facilitate him and what he does. Is it a political strategy, do you think, or is it visceral? Does he really feel it? I mean, he says and does things that a racist would say and do, that a white nationalist would say and do, that a white supremacist would say and do. Is he those things?
You know, I don't want to name call in this moment, but certainly I felt more strongly than ever after this incident of seeing those words in his tweet, the get out of our country line of wording he used aimed at these 4 women. He wouldn't have used those words if these were 4 white-skinned congresswomen, because he couldn't tell them where to go back to. Think about it. His first wife and now his current wife, Melania, they've come from other places. He doesn't believe that they should be met with that same question of where are you from, or go back to where you came from. So this is really, I felt, a moment in which we could tell what his true colors are. And yes, this is textbook racism that the president of the United States exhibited. And he's not really willing to own up to that, because his own supporters are saying, well, he didn't intend to be a racist. This isn't about intent. This is far deeper than that. This is a question of who's really American and who isn't.
Rina, you're a strategist for his party. Leaving aside the rights and wrongs of it for a moment, is this an election-winning strategy for 2020? Is what he's saying and doing on this, also on immigration, on abortion, on tax, the Supreme Court, the courts in general, and election boundaries, is this going to win him a victory next year?
This will. I do agree that he will win re-election, not easily, but I believe that the incumbent of the Oval Office, no matter who it is, enjoys a great deal of power from that incumbency. And most Americans, right before the big vote, before Election Day, they go to the polls and they say, you know, what's another 4 years? Because they're term limited out. And so they feel, what's another 4 if the economy is going great, if there hasn't been a large-scale terror event? That's what Americans tend to do. It's really quite sad, but it's true of us. And I think what we're looking at is this president trying to ensure that his base continues to support him. And so what he's doing is throwing them red meat. He's saying, look, I'm one of you. I'm concerned about new Americans coming here and trying to take our jobs and really encroaching upon the American way. It's really sad to see that the Republican Party has been fully remade in the image of a man who's not been a lifelong Republican and who doesn't seem to understand the Constitution. I remain in the party hopefully is a change agent, because we will need to rebuild as principled conservatives in the years to come.
Rina Shah, very interesting to talk to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.